What is going on, guys? It is Laker Nation all day. You know how we do it in here. It's all about us. And you see it on the screen. It's not even the fourth quarter when I'm recording it. It's the third quarter, but the Lakers are losing by 24 points. When I was watching this game, the first thing that just went through my mind was LeBron had no help today. Now, I don't like saying that because I don't like, saying that someone had no help. But LeBron had no help today. I mean, literally, you could look at any player on the Lakers and they just chose not to show up, with the exception of THT scoring 8 points in the first quarter. But even then, I mean, it was just embarrassing. No effort from everybody else, right? LeBron was really just doing it all. And, so far he has 32 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 13 of 18 from the field. LeBron has 32 points, and it's not even the fourth quarter, and they're losing by 30. I mean, yes, keep that in mind of how embarrassing that is, with your best player doing that well offensively, to be losing. But one thing is, they have no defense. Their defense just chose to take a day off today. Memphis has over 100 points in the third quarter. We're seeing... we saw their 4-game winning streak. They're the best offensive rated team in the last 4 games. And it's not necessarily that their offense is terrible, it's that their defense is even worse. And everyone but LeBron showed up, okay? So I'm going to go over a couple of players, and I'm going to give some a pass and some not a pass. But let me just go over it, okay? Malik Monk, man, 7 points. I'm going to give Malik Monk a pass. I feel like he's exceeded expectations to another level, averaging 22 points as a starter. It was normal. It was bound to happen for him to have one poor game. And this was the poor game. This was the poor game that Malik Monk had. And unfortunately, it's just happened in a situation in which even if he did play well, I'm not sure if it would have even mattered anyways. Because everyone else on the team is playing poorly as well. But Malik Monk, I am going to give him a pass. I don't want to hear anybody bash on Malik Monk, because the fact of the matter is Malik Monk was the reason why we even went 4 games without losing. He has one bad game. So be it. On to the next one for Malik Monk. It's the same thing with Avery Bradley. One bad game. So when you have Avery Bradley and Malik Monk, we know how fantastic they've been playing. But to combine for 5 of 21, it just doesn't happen that often. And what I'm saying is, as bad as this loss may be, it still counts for one loss. It still counts for one loss, and you can count on Malik Monk and Avery Bradley not combining to shoot 5 of 21 many more games moving forward. I can guarantee you that. But the person I want to get to the most is Russell Westbrook. I defended Russell Westbrook so much. And listen, he had no turnovers. But in a situation like this, where Avery Bradley's playing poorly, where Malik Monk is playing poorly, where Carmelo Anthony is playing poorly, Westbrook needs to step up. And I agree with the playstyle he's been choosing to play these past 4 games, which is pass first, limit your turnovers, be efficient. But this game he chose to be everything but efficient, because despite the fact that he had 0 turnovers. 2 of 12 from the field. On top of that, he killed momentum every time we just tried having something. Westbrook has to take over in some form, some way. When LeBron is the only one doing something, Westbrook has to take over when LeBron's on the bench. He can't be playing this pass first when everyone's playing poorly. It's time for Westbrook to recognize when to do what. Is it time to play aggressively? Is it time to score? Is it time to pass? Westbrook needs to do a better job of understanding what to do when. And I'm not saying I disagree with this play style last 4 games, because it's worked out. He's a huge reason why we went 4-0. But the fact that he chose to not really drive in as much, really settled for perimeter jump shots, mid-range jump shots, airballing another mid-range, it's just all in his head at this point. And what he needs to do is understand the moment. Listen, the Lakers were getting blown out, and they still are. So Westbrook just needs to play him. Try to ignite a spark. That's what Westbrook does best. Whether it's with his scoring, his passing. But in this sense, we needed his scoring and we didn't get it. I've been giving Westbrook so many passes this season. And for valid reasons. But this one, I can't defend him for this game because at the end of the day, Russell Westbrook, you can't score 6 points and have your team get blown out by 34 points. That's just not going to happen. You know, you are the primary ball handler. You are the point guard of this team. You have to prove why why you can be a part of this championship team because, you know, as the trade deadline gets closer and closer, now I don't think Westbrook's going to get traded by any means, but you can't keep playing like this. You can't go 2 of 12 with 6 points getting blown out by 30 points. You can't do that. We got you because you can at least score. When in moments like these, when we're getting blown out, you have to score. And I don't even want to talk about defense. You know, I thought our first quarter defense was pretty solid, but after that, it just went out the window. They have 107 points at the end of the third quarter. 107. Just put that into perspective, man. You know, a couple other players I want to touch up on. THT, I don't think he had a bad game, unfortunately. But it's just like, it's not enough to get this Laker team over the Grizzlies in this game. You know, you can't win any game with the Grizzlies scoring 107 points. There was just no effort defensively. The Grizzlies were getting whatever they wanted to. You know, whether it's Desmond Bane or Jaren Jackson Jr. or Kyle Anderson. I mean, John Morant didn't even necessarily have the best offensive game so far. He's only shooting 3 of 8 so far with 13 points. If you had told me John Morant had 13 points with 3 of 8 shooting, I would think the Lakers would at least be in a good position to win the game. But they are getting blown out. So when you're telling me LeBron has 30 plus points, when John Morant's having a 13-point struggle on the offensive end, I would assume that the Lakers are winning, but they're getting blown out by 25. They have no defense. LeBron has no help this game. So what I'm simply saying is this Laker team moving forward, and one thing I want to point out, they need to play Dwight more. I'm sorry, but I don't understand why Dwight's not playing. Frank Vogel, he made the good adjustments these past couple games playing Dwight Howard whenever the Hawks played big. Just because Steven Adams is not playing this game, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to play Dwight against Jaren Jackson Jr. When you see Memphis out-rebounding us, when you see Memphis getting second chance points, when you see Memphis just getting more opportunities in general because they're dominating the paints, they're getting more paint points, right? They're controlling the glass, really controlling the flow of the game. That's when you get someone like Dwight out on the floor and stop with this small ball garbage because it only works to an extent, I believe. Whatever your opponents throw at you, you got to counter it back with something good. And every time Dwight Howard has come out on the court with the Lakers, he has proven nothing but good stuff for the Lakers. It's just I don't see why you wouldn't want to play Dwight Howard in a situation like this. Was the first half not telling enough? You know, when you're getting out rebounded, when you're not getting more paint points than your opponent. I don't understand because the Lakers, they took the care of the ball pretty well, okay? But there is no defense, no rim protection, right? They're just getting easy layups, open threes. I mean, I don't even know what to make of it anymore. Okay, my thing is LeBron had no help this game. And there was no defense. That's probably my main takeaway. Because I thought we took care of the ball pretty well. In terms of scoring, we didn't do necessarily the worst. Although we didn't do necessarily the best. But moving forward, man, we really got to figure out an identity. That is what a championship contender has. An identity. A couple seasons ago, it was us playing big, physical, right? We had Dwight, JaVale, LeBron, AD playing physical. And that's what we're missing. We are missing Anthony Davis as much as you guys want to believe that or not. So, you know, moving forward, we need to play Dwight more. And we just need to create an identity for us. Because I do believe we have the talent to win the championship. I do believe that we're a solid team. Unfortunately, championship teams can't win unless they have an identity. So moving forward, they need to establish that. But other than that, drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below what your guys' thoughts were on the Lakers getting blown out by the Grizzlies. And subscribe for more. Alright guys, peace out, and as always, go Lakers.